I've been taking my time, taking all of your time, taking all of your time.
Hey, my trendies, trendsetters, and my trendy tribe. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Let me know if you can hear me. Y'all getting the news almost as fresh as it can be without actually being on the phone. Okay, y'all can hear me. Okay. Quick greetings. I see the congratulations. Thank y'all. I'm gonna at least try to get through to say your name. So, but thank y'all. I see you. Okay, hey Patrinia, Miss E Barstar from the Shy, Miami J, Susie Q, Audrey C, Agnes Key, Butter, Area Query, Miss Cutie Pie, Babette Brooks. Hey Babette. Hey, my big sis Peaches and Cream, Hill 75, Angela Jean, Leah's grandma +1, American born, divine virtuous woman, Darcille, Miss Lady One with the Virgo lips, Sharon Godbolt, trending right now, stopped on through with his low-key hater self. He stopped on through. No, I appreciate it, babe. Love you too. Hey, Tanisha, Betty Mac, Bonnie, you still in my prayers and thoughts, Bonnie. And you just take it easy for as long as you need to. Hey, Sin, Tamisha, Soundcheck Annette, Cece, hold on, Chocolate Drop, not Chocolate Drop, thank you. Hey, Shan, one of my legal eagles, April with the 2 L's, Lady B, TNT G-Mom, Rose, DG, did you see it? DG also has some lips now. We got DG with the veteran lips, because for Veterans Day, I did do I created a Veterans Day themed lip. It's in trending at some point if you want to get it. If you want it on a hoodie or sweatshirt or anything, it's there for you to get for your family that are veterans, your friends that are veterans, yourself that's a veteran. But yeah, shout out to the veterans forever and ever and ever. Hey, Auntie Natty. Hey, y'all. I see y'all, baby peaches. Okay, I'm going to get started because I got announcements for y'all that I got to tell y'all about this doggone test. I got to tell you, okay? Let me see here. So first of all, announcements. Y'all already know. 2025, August, for me, I'm claiming it as the whole month for Leos, okay? And to now, it's not on my birthday weekend, but it still is a nice birthday gift to myself. But we are having the very first ever paint sipping sparkle. It's the very first ever in the sense of I get to be with y'all. It's our very first trendy experience where we get to like come together and be together, literally specifically for the purpose of enjoying each other's company. I am excited. I'll just update y'all on the vlog and stuff. So I'll just do that later. But I'm excited. It's August 2025. Nightbot is dropping the link constantly. You can click on that to get the details. But I'm just letting you know it's August 2025. It's on a weekend. And I'm hoping to see you there. I know I can't really see if y'all gonna come until after these holidays get done. I get it. So I'm gonna be checking back in with y'all about February, March to see if y'all serious about coming. But either way, it's gonna be nice. I hope to have a live musician. Chef Don Don will be the chef for the experience. It's going to be so nice, y'all. I am very excited. We will have a separate instructor. It will not be me, so we can all enjoy each other. It's going to be nice. I met with one of the venue owners. All three of my choices are owned by Black women. Shout out to the Black women. But yes, I'm very excited. Okay, then today, not tonight, this afternoon. What have we been gearing towards? This is so perfect. Today is the super moon. Today is a super moon day. It is the last one until like towards the end of 2025 that we will have. So the last one for 2024 especially. I think it's the Beaver moon. All I'm going to say right now is full moons signify a lot of things. One of them is something coming to completion, but it's also, it brings out more than that, your intuition, heightened, all kinds of things. So look up at the sky today, y'all. It actually reaches its peak, I think, around 5-something p.m. in Eastern Standard Time, but you'll see it better at night, obviously. But I'm just saying it reaches its peak before then. So look up at the moon, soak in some moonlight. But the safe space to talk about this and our crystal talk is later on today, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can go ahead and set your notification because it's already out there. It will be a safe space, meaning you can come with curiosity. That's welcome. Condemnation, not welcome. It's okay. Just don't come if that's not your thing. It's okay. Let us just enjoy ourselves. It's a packed weekend because guess what else we have? Tomorrow morning, me and Lala are coming back together. You know, we did our Kimmy and Maurice. Well, Lala and I are coming back together to talk again. So I hope to see y'all tomorrow morning. I believe it'll be 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time because, Lala's time gap is crazy in the UK. So it's 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on my side. You can go ahead and hit notify me on that one too. Okay. Then Saturday evening, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, y'all will get to meet my trainer on camera. She's a hoot. And we are going to talk about how she reacted to me when I talked to her about Ozempic and other stuff. It's gonna be a great time. She is a Leo, so it's gonna be dual Leo energy up there. It will be great. So I'm telling y'all, it's a packed weekend. You can go ahead and set your notifications now. Okay. All right. Let's get to this test. Let's get to this test, y'all. Let me tell you what. Okay. Like you see in the title, it is a 4-hour exam. Okay. You have 4 hours, and it is easy to actually use all 4 hours. Okay, first of all, this test is 30 questions. Okay, it's a 30-question test. It is a 2-part question per question. The first part is multiple choice. So you have to answer that right just to get 1 point of the 2 points counted. If you answer the multiple choice part wrong, it does not matter if you do the second part, you lose 2 points. 2 points are out. The minimum score for this test is 85. So it is not no 65, it's not no 70, it's not no 75, it's not no 80. The minimum pass to actually get credit for passing this test is an 85. Okay. I thank you so much, my big sis Chit Chats in the building. Y'all already know. Support the content creators. Support my big sis Chit Chat. Thank you for the super chat. She said, "Congratulations, little sis. Trending." So proud of you. Thank you, big sis. Let me go ahead. I'll pop the trunk real fast. Hold on. Let me pop the trunk with my big sis.
All right, we going. What a money resign. What a money resign. What a money resign. What a money resign.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much, big sis. Like this is what I'm saying. Okay. So first of all, y'all already probably are gonna know that I'm thinking with the full moon, this is the perfect time that I even, this test, I had to take this test. So first of all, this was not, it was like voluntary, not voluntary for my career field. Okay, but anyway, back to how it's scored. 30 questions, minimum 85, and Basically it's a minimum 85%. You have to get, I think it was like 51 points to pass, and that gets you your 85%. So if you answer the multiple choice part wrong, it does not matter if you do the second part right. That question is gone. It's out of here. You lost 2 points out of the and you need 51 points to pass 85%. Okay, let me tell you what the second part of the question is. So you're asked this question, and it is a thought one, because let me tell you what, there are exceptions to the rules. There are obviously on every test, in any standardized test you take, you have to be careful about the nevers, always, except when, those things. So anyway, you have to answer that. Then the second part of the question, you have to go to the regulations, okay, that support your answer. You have to find the exact citation that supports your answer. And when you answer, there's no multiple choice of what the citation is. That is all you manually type it. And let me tell you what, the it better be capitalized when it's supposed to. It better have a space in between the reg title and then the part, subpart, between the reg title and then when you start the part or subpart or whatever. Then when you're citing it, you have to cite it down to drill down to the most specific part of that regulation. So you can't just be like, oh, it's in part 76. No, it has to be in part 76, subpart 40-1, paragraph A, subparagraph 1, subparagraph II. Like, that's how it is. And those things, each of those things, then there are certain places where parentheses goes, a dash goes, a period goes. It is not, you cannot just play around with this test. You're not, there's no, what they call it, abracadabra and all that stuff. No, you have to actually be fully mentally present for this test. Let me see. Hold on. Thank y'all. I see the congratulations coming in. Thank you so much. Okay, so I am in there taking the test. It's me by myself. It's only one person at a time that takes it. So that I like. You're at a computer. You can control F. You just have to be careful and find it, because there are things that will look like they're the right answer and they are completely wrong, because there also is a subreg that might have a rule that applies just for your agency. So it y'all, I'm telling you, it's complex. Okay, it's complex. So I'm in there, she reads me all my rules. My proctor tells me all the rules. Beautiful, kind Black woman is my proctor. She tells me all the rules and everything. There is a button you can hit to pause and take a bathroom break and then resume. So you do get to use the bathroom during the 4 hours if you need to and stuff like that. But okay, so I'm taking the test and I'm just like, okay, I get to question number 4 of 30. I cannot find this information anywhere. I'm trying every search term, every keyword, everything that seems to stick out to try to find it in the regs. I cannot find this word. So now I'm like, don't psych yourself out, Trina. Do not psych yourself out, because question 4 of 30, and it's a 4-hour test. You're like thinking about, okay, the time. You're thinking about, is this going to be my pace for the other 26 questions? So I was like, okay, we know what to do here. We skip it and we keep going and we come back to it. Oh, and you are counted against you if you don't answer it. So it's just like the SATs. If you don't answer, it still counts against you. You can't, like the ACT, you can choose not to answer. So instead of answering wrong, it's actually kind of best not to answer the question, because then it can't count against you. But with this test, it's like the SAT. You have to, I believe that's how I remember the SAT being. You have to answer the question. Sherry G, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you so much. I'm going to pop the trunk for you as well. Thank you. So I go to question 5 and I'm like, okay. And then I have a system that I do with any test I take. As long as you give me a pen and paper, I'm probably going to have a certain system. So one of my systems is, when I find the answer so verbatim, it can be anything but that particular answer, I star the question. Oh, and also when I have my pen and paper, I will write the question number down on the paper, the keywords from the question, what the answer is, because I want to go back and double check and make sure I selected it right on the computer later. So I'm writing down what I put as the answer. And I also, of course, am writing out my regulations, and you can do multiple citations, which I did to cover my behind just in case, because if they don't like where you found your citation and that's not where they wanted it, and she does try to what they call adjudicate for you in case she's like, well, I also see how she could find the answer there. But if they don't like that, doesn't matter you found the answer there. That's not where they wanted you to find the answer. So you still could also not get a point that way. Mind F, y'all. It's a mind F. So I write down all the citations that I see the answer in, give it a star if I saw everything verbatim that completely left me with no questions, like this is the right answer. The ones where I was like, I still can tell based off my job experience, this is the right answer, but I don't think I'm actually finding it. But I answered the question and I found a reg that seems like it's answering the question. I put like a little empty square a lot of times so I can come back later and just know I need to put my attention back there. And I'll maybe circle the number of the question. So I'm doing that for all my 30. This is how I'm using my time. Okay, so question number 15, I'm looking at my time. I'm like, okay. This is good because my pace is good. When I was on question number 15, I still had like 2 hours and 2.5 hours left on the whole test to give me my buffer. So I was like, okay, that's good. So just keep going at your pace because you have time to go back and check your answers is what this is telling you. And you get to go back to question number 4 and figure out what the heck, even if you guess, you better at least guess, because not guessing is still going to count against you anyway. So you might as well guess. So 15, I'm halfway through the test. I have over 2.5 hours left of a 4-hour test. So I'm like, okay, I don't know if this is good or bad. Because I like, also, am I not looking hard enough for these answers? Because that scares me too. I'm like, why are you going so fast? So I'm taking it. Then I get down to like question 25. Time still looking good. Overall, I'm seeing a lot of stars on my paper, which is good. I see a lot of stars, which means I feel like I found the answer verbatim from the regulation. The citation's looking great. I've probably given it most of them. I did minimum 2 citations, and that's not easy because it's not like you can just, some of them I found the answer in 2 different chapters, and I'm like, I don't know what y'all want. So the good thing is if you cite more than what they want, they don't count that against you. So you just have to at least have one of the correct citations in there though, so they can count that point that you got it right. So that is good. So it's like you can't oversight. As long as you have time left, get as many citations as you can in there. So I got my citations. I'm looking good. So I get to question 30. And I'm like, okay. I think I still had like at least, I feel like I had an hour and 45, hour, 30 minutes left. So that was when question number 4 still hadn't been answered. So that's when she comes and checks on me. She came in, she was like, girl, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to come check on you. I forgot. I was like, it's okay. I was still going to be here. And she was like, are you doing okay? I said, I think so. I got one question. I got to go find this answer. I can't find it at all. They're proctor. They ain't helping you. She just smiled at me and left the room because she can't tell me nothing. So she just was like, okay, I'm just checking. Okay. So she leaves out. I'm like, let's go hunting for question 4 again. So I start searching. When I tell you, I tried to find the keywords of this question in realistically 14 different ways, at least 14 different ways. I could not find it. And I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? Because I can't leave this. This is not possible. I cannot leave this as if I know it's in the reg somewhere. Y'all, I finally found the verbatim word and the accompanying, topic of the word that I needed for question 4. So now I could put a star by question 4. I could fill in the little blank square, all those things. So I answered question 4. Now I still have probably hour 30 left, hour 20 something. So I'm like, now you go back and make sure you actually typed in your regulation citations properly. Because if you don't, doesn't matter. Now they'll try to adjudicate for you with a slight typo, but they're also looking, you have to know in your job the proper citation. So that's only going to help you maybe one time. If you've done that more than once, it's like, oh, they just might not know how to cite properly. So I can't help them with that. So I'm going through, double checking that I typed in my citations right and that it matches what I wrote on my paper. And so it's there. Then there's a section or a property a feature of the test where you can actually go look for the unanswered section and make sure that all your questions, none of your questions 1 through 30 should show up as a number on there because they should be answered. So that means you did answer the multiple choice and you did answer the regulation section. I check everything. I don't trust anything. So I checked. My question didn't show up. 1 through 30 did not show up as unanswered. So that was good. Yes, and that's where you have to balance your time, CC, because you cite as many as you can, but you have to find the citations too. So your time is eating up. So it's a whole thing. But yes, do not just do one citation if you can help it on the exam I was taking. Don't do just one if you can help it. Thank you, Nola. Bougie me, Flav. Yes, test taking is a skill, Nola. It is. I will say that the skill alone did not help me on this one this time because it just didn't. It did not alone help because you have to know your stuff. When I tell you, before we're even eligible to take this test, you have to already have been doing that job. I think a minimum of 2 years. Like, no, not just doing the job. You have to have already had your lower certification for a minimum of 2 years because you're not even gonna touch that till you have that. Like, they're not playing around. Okay, so where were we at? Okay, I checked. There were no blanks. That's great. Then I went to that offshoot regulation to make sure there weren't exceptions for my agency that would negate the answer that I answered that I found in the main regulation, because that happens. And since you do have to look in both regulations, that's a risk you're taking to just assume you found the right answer. You found the right answer because you saw it in the first reg. So now, thank the Lord, I have my buffer. I have taken this practice. In fact, I took the practice test the previous day. And I've taken this practice test before, and time was not on my side. So it's not like, oh, I just go in and time's always on my side on tests. Time was not on my side. It was just, I think this was just my time to do this. I really do. But so I had that lovely buffer of time. So I went through all the offshoot of the main reg into the other reg for specific to my agency. I went every time I had a reference, I just went to go see if there's an exception for my agency, because it would negate my whole answer and I would lose those 2 points on the question if not. So I did all that, and I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, okay, there's still like an hour left. So now I'm like, oh my God, if I leave too early, I'm gonna be mad at myself if I miss something easy. But I'm like, at the same time, I have every notation I can take, and there's nothing else. What else am I gonna look for if I feel like I have seen the right answer? So okay. So I hit score exam. Unfortunately for me, that doesn't mean I'm gonna know the answer right away, because a human has to look at it because of the manual typing that you did for the citation part. So I scored exam. She's at lunch. I'm nervous as heck. Then I get an email a little bit later. Now, I took this test on yesterday. Just so you know, I took this test yesterday. So I get an email back I message her and say, hey, I hit score exam. Just letting you know I did finish. Want to make sure it registered properly to you, that it actually did submit to you. And she was like, I see it. She said, I might not have your score until Monday. I said, so okay, I'm out. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to function this whole weekend plus today, which would have been before the weekend, and I gotta wait till Monday. So I'm like, it is what it is. If I didn't pass, they'll let you try to retake it in a few days, and then after that, you have to wait months if you don't make it. And so today I'm doing something else. I'm prepping. I think I was about to talk to Lala if I wasn't already on the phone with Lala. And my supervisor's calling me, and I'm off on Fridays most times. So I'm like, that's not normal for her to call. And she's all about work-life balance, so she don't call on off days. That's not her norm. So I'm like, oh no, what is somebody looking for that is urgent enough for her to call me on my off day? Because that's not like her. Yes, I'll come back to test prep, Tia Lee Smith. I sure will. So I answer the phone. I'm like, good morning. And she's like, congratulations, you passed. I was like, I passed. And she was like, you passed. I'm like, oh my God. She said, not only did you pass, you got a 92. I said, you're joking. You're kidding me. So I was like, oh, now I got to log in to see it for myself. So I got a 92 with the failing score is an 84. So it's not like there's a lot of room, but I got 92. It was out of a possible 100 points, 92% out of that. So Miami Jane, right? That was my face. That was right. Lord Jesus. Okay, so I'm over here screaming on the phone. She's like, I'm sorry if I called you too early. I'm sorry if I woke you up. I was like, oh no, I'll be up early. You didn't wake me up. And if you're going to call me with this news. I appreciate this. So she was saying, congratulations. I hope you have a great, great, great weekend. I'm like, I definitely will. So for my job, for me to progress further, to keep going, at some point I had to have taken this exam. So it's not necessarily mandatory unless you are trying to progress. So the motivation has to be within you, because you can kind of just sit back and not do it, and that's okay if you stay at a certain point. But I just like options. I'm not even planning on doing anything about leaving my team or anything. I just like to have my things ready in case opportunity knocks. And baby, with this test being passed, opportunity can knock away if it so chooses to do so. That's what I'm saying, okay? Thank y'all. I see you. Let me pop the trunk. I think I heard a Cash App coming through too. So I'm gonna say thank you to that. And I'm popping the trunk. And then we're gonna talk about this test prep, because it is a great question. I think there are general good test prep practices, and y'all can definitely put your suggestions in the chat as well. Oh, my beautiful Joyce Miles. Thank you so much, Joyce. So congratulations. I knew it. Keep reaching. Thank you, Joyce. And then we're going to talk about this LSAT after we talk about this test prep. Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Rose. Oh, let me pop the trunk. Having options is always the way to go, April, with the 2 L's. Always.
All right, we going. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside.
Now, Tunisia, that's what we're going to get to next about this LSAT, though. Okay, we're going to talk about this LSAT next, because I don't... Now. Hold on, we're going to get there, Tunisia. Thank you. Y'all, this is for the way for us to come in on our full moon talk. This could... Oh, my gosh. When I tell you things be meant to be, they are meant to be. Okay, let's talk about a little bit of test prep. So I'm trying not to say too much of my business, Elise, but what I'm going to say is that there are courses and classes that are offered through my job that offer a way to get you to understand our regulations better, so that you can then do as best as you can when these types of tests come up. So that was the first thing. And I think it was either a 4 or 5 day class voluntarily that I took, 8 hours a day. That unfortunately you had to also break out and do group projects and stuff, but it's really good because it makes you get into your logic and reasoning. It sucks, but it's good for this result. It was very good. But you have to use your logic reasoning. You have to say, like, why, the outcome, why would this be the outcome, or how could you justify doing it this way? A lot of logic and reasoning, and you have to back yourself up with the regulations. Like, it always has to go back to the regulation. So that 4 or 5 day course, it was 5 days. It sure was 5 days. Really, 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 I can see the results of how much it helped me. And then before that, this is still training and not so much test prep, but what I am just going to say this, as far as the training, just so y'all understand, we get, when we first start at my job, we get 2 years to get our first certification, because of so many classes we have to take and hours we have to have logged. So it's a lot. It was a lot of prep then, but I let myself load, because I had that certification for over 2 years by the time I took this test. So I'm really glad I took that 5 day course. Your test is going to be regulation based too. Okay, so this is the next thing, Elise. Let me tell you this. My other thing with my test prep, since I knew I was being tested on regulations, is I just kept looking at the overall names of the chapters of my regulation that I would be in, because knowing those general titles will at least being familiar with it, you will at least get away from being where you don't even need to be. Like, for instance, if you're searching and it puts you in a part about violations, but you know, based on that question, you should have been in labor laws, then you can just save your time there. So you can at least know you're in the right spot. So familiarizing yourself with the parts of your regulation, the bird's eye view of your regulations will help you a lot, no matter what test you're taking. At least be familiar with the top level sections or chapters of your reg. That's going to help you so much. The next thing was, if you can't find it in the average time it takes to find the answer to that question, skip it and come back. Don't beat yourself up. Skip it and come back, because it's better to skip it and come back. Give yourself confidence with the ones you can answer than to stay stuck on the one that is eluding you like crazy. She said we get 42 months of OJT before testing. Oh, girl. Yeah. You about to take a real test then. I understand. I feel your pain. I feel your pain, because I definitely, we might be in similar fields. I feel your pain, Elise. Okay. Another thing was, it's that same thing they say to high school students and college students. Make sure you have a comfortable either snack or breakfast so you're not starving. Whatever keeps your nerves calm, do that. So if you don't eat a big breakfast, normally don't eat a big breakfast before a test. Whatever you do that keeps you good, do that. Little things like use the restroom before you start your test, because you don't want to break up your flow if you don't have to. So do that. We have to know the regs. They won't be available. Got you. That's probably why y'all 42 months. Got you. Okay. Well, girl, all I can say is good luck, good blessings. You have been preparing. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. What else was my test prep? I asked questions. I asked my proctor a lot of questions because thankfully they afford us a practice test. And you, I don't know if you have to, but I totally wanted to take advantage of a practice test. So I asked her, do you have any tips that you can give for the test? And one of them I will say is that because they want the answer so specific with the citation, I don't know if I would have answered it this way if she didn't tell me this, but she was like, if you see that the question itself is all the above or something like that, she said, don't drill down to the part that tells you, or which one of these is not applicable. Stuff like that. She said, don't drill down to where you find the one that proves it's not applicable. She said, actually stay more at the top level of that reg, because then it covers all the ones that are applicable and encompasses, you'll be, if someone went to that citation, they would see what didn't apply. So that helped me, because I think I would have drilled down too far on questions like that. So I asked questions to my proctor, because sometimes they are willing to share, and they might have to share, but I'm just saying you have to at least open your mouth and ask the questions. So I said, give me any tips you have. So it was that one. Another one was, she was like, of course, we talked about more than one citation. You can do that. And she was telling me you got to separate each citation by a comma. And I am a very specific person when I want to be. So I said, now when I separate it by comma, does the computer read it where I need to separate it by comma, space, and new reg, or comma, no space, new reg? And she said it reads it the same way. I said, okay, I need to know these things. Cece said, that's true. I've been taught to go through a test quickly, answering what you know, then go back and tackle the ones you need more time on. Yes. Cece, I'm telling you, because you will psych yourself out if there happens to be a harder question in the beginning than the end. So you got to just keep it moving. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so yes, you can chew gum. For our test, you can. If you are in there with other people, I would say, unless you are a quiet chewer, please don't do that, because that, for the other test takers, that sucks. But for me, I was in there by myself. So yeah, you could chew gum. In my job, it wasn't, how can I put it? The normal things. You can't have your phone out. It was stuff like that, but you definitely could chew gum. She probably would have allowed me to bring a snack in there. I don't know. I didn't try it. Let me see. What else? Do y'all have test prep tips for people that will be taking tests. And then I'm going to talk about this LSAT in case y'all do have some tips. I'm trying to think of anything else that I wore comfortable clothing. It is so amazing how being comfortable will make a difference on your concentration. So I was very comfortable in my clothing I was wearing. So I wouldn't, no unnecessary restrictions on my clothing and stuff like that. That little stuff is what matters. And I hated it too, because next door to me, the walls are so thin. Someone was on like a conference call with somebody, and I had to listen to that crap while I was trying to take my test. I didn't like that, but that's just the weakness of a facility. It's not really much you can do about that. But that was distracting. Take advantage of every opportunity that a standardized test offers, because standardized tests usually they will have tips available for that specific test. They will offer practice tests, all these things. So you should take advantage of that. I'm gonna tell y'all now, for those of y'all that are, for instance, having to take standardized tests that will have like math, all those things, let me tell you what helped me pass my officer. I thought I wanted to be an officer in the Air Force. I was so close. I took the test, I passed it, but I had to practice for that test. And let me tell you what actually prepared me for that test. Except for the airplane mechanical parts, I don't remember how I had to study for that or whatever. It was about reading a compass, or it was something extra on there that's not on normal standardized tests that I had to, because they have like a pilot section for the officer test or something like that, just to see if you qualify. I'm like, my eyesight will not qualify me for that, and I don't want to fly planes, but I'm gonna do well on this whole thing just in case. Again, options. I like options. So Khan Academy, KHAN Academy, is one of the supreme premier places for standardized practice tests if they have certain sections in that test. I'm going to tell you right now, even if you're just trying to refresh yourself for a job qualification test, and it has, especially when it comes to math, and it's other areas on there too, but let me tell you, I would vouch for Khan Academy. They need to give me an affiliate link, because I will vouch for them all day. All day. Yes. Miami J said, take a sweater in case the facility is cold. Rest the night before. Don't stay up cramming. Right. Do not cram. Don't cram. If you can choose your test time for the day, choose when you are at your most alert. So for me, I don't want an after lunch test. And if I can, I'd like a late morning test so I can just ease into the day, whatever, and then go take the test. So for me, she let me choose. So I chose 9:00 in the morning, because I'm easing into the day. Because for me, I'm up at 4:30 in the morning. So I'm definitely wide awake at 9 a.m. at that point. So that was for me, that I definitely did that. So if you can pick your test time, pick what your peak awareness time is for yourself. Pick the best day of the week for yourself, because I got to choose the day of the week and the time. So I'm not choosing a Monday for a test day. I'm still easing into this work week. It ain't happening. Oh, this is a good one. Nola Bougie Me says, I found I needed eye drops because the air was on and drying my eyes out while staring at that computer for hours. So painful. That is such a good tip, because I was also staring at two computer screens. That's a good tip. That's a great tip. Linda said, I'm interested in the LSAT, but I can't take until 2026 because I have 2 certifications to take first. I got an LSAT book from my library. Okay, your library is a great free resource. Let's talk about this LSAT after I say hey to my sweet sis, 41 Fit. Hey, hey, Bam Bam. You love Khan Academy? Yes, I'm telling you that man. Again, I definitely will say it refreshed me to pass that officer. I don't know what they called it now. The Air Force officer test, whatever it was called, that did help me do way better in some sections that I don't think I would have had I not gone back and done Khan Academy. So yeah, we're vouching for Khan Academy over here. Okay, the LSAT. Let's talk about the LSAT, Linda. Okay, first of all, Linda, what certifications do you need before you take the LSAT? Because I would like to know, because I might have to do the whole that too before I take the LSAT, and I don't even know that's what I need. Because right now I'm telling you, I just went into saying I'm taking this LSAT this year. Tia Lee said, thank y'all, and you are so welcome. Bless you too. So yeah, what certifications are you saying you need before you take this LSAT? Are you saying you just have to have it for what you're already doing and you don't need that on your mind before you do the LSAT? Because I get that too. Thank you, Irene. Yes, it's great. It's great for grade school students, high schoolers, college students. It's a great working age or whatever you want to say, career people. It's really good to get you the things if you're test taking and stuff. Thank you. Okay, so LSAT for me, this was my plan. Now I'm kind of worried because Linda said she got to get certifications. I don't know what that is, but my plan for the LSAT is to take it by summer or fall of this year. I got to remember, I will look up to see when testing is available because that will be a big indicator of when I would take it, obviously. Also, you have to pay to take the test. Okay, Linda said I work in GRC and I'm working on security plus CRISC, which is for risk management. I want to get those first. I knew it. Cause see, I'm telling you something. People that be out here wanting to do these tests, they usually already also doing things that require things. So I said, I was like, do you just have requirements you already got to do? So that makes sense, Linda. Yeah, get that out the way first, because I didn't want to have my exam I just did hanging over my head and then also be trying to do this LSAT. Not happening. So I feel you, Linda. That seems like the best order to do it. Okay, let's see. Area Query said, this is weird. I take a sweater and socks. I test better with no shoes as a part of getting to my comfort level, along with chocolate and a Pepsi. You do what you got to do to be comfortable. That's the test prep. Be comfortable within the boundaries of what they allow. It will make a huge difference. And if y'all have any other test prep tips, we'll take them because I got to prep for this LSAT next. Now, I can't go back up that far, but as someone said, was it Linda that said she went to the library? Yeah, Linda said she went to the library. So I'm going to actually be doing some online practice exams for the LSAT. I'm also going to look at, they always tell you this, and this is for every test. Understand the sections of your test. How is your test formatted? What are you doing? So like, for instance, I saw that the LSAT has 4 35-minute areas of the test is that's what Google said. That's what Google said. So I'm going to familiarize myself with those 4 areas, which the practice test will naturally do anyway. But I also will then look at strategies. I'm going to go on YouTube. I'm going to watch people that already took the LSAT and say what helped them take the LSAT, their strategies, their any tips that they have on like they got them through that section of the LSAT. I'll probably be watching some of them. The practice test will probably naturally time me, but if not, I'll time myself. Test taking is definitely a skill. It is. Yes, come on, YouTube University, every day, all day. Thank you, Ann Green. And then I said, hold on. If it has 4 sections of 35 minutes, I'm like, that's nothing. I just came out of here with this test that was supposed to take 4 hours, which I'll take my full time if I need it. But the maximum time that test will be can't be 4 hours. So I already know it's going to take me less time to take an LSAT than the test I just took. So I'm like, I'm okay. So time-wise, I know I can stay alert, aware. I can be concentrating. I got it for that time frame. I can do that. Nola said I took the LSAT prep course, which I believe was 3 weeks. It taught inside hacks and strategy. All that came in handy. I know the pass number you need and shoot for that. Oh yeah, no, you're saying you should know the pass number you need and shoot for that. That is very true. Which the LSAT, I think for admission into law school, and I'm not saying I'm for sure going to law school, but I'd rather aim for that in case I want to go to law school, is like a 157, 152, 157 to get into most law schools, right? I got to Google. Hold on. I can't remember. Hold on. I feel like it's the 150s, but I know the 170s. I think President Obama got a 170 something. That's the elites. That's the single digit percenters. 160 or higher. Oh, you want 160 or higher? Yeah, I think it's safer to aim for 160 or higher. Hold on. I'm about to look up to see what does Google say, because I think it is a high 150. Let me see. Okay, here it is. This is what Google is saying. The top 10 law schools, shout out to former President Obama, need a 170 or above. I think he got the 170 or above. Okay, because I was like, who? And then the top 50 law schools want a score of 165 or above. The top 100 schools want a 160 and above. So I'm gonna try to aim for a 165. So I can at least, if I want to go to a law school, I'm aiming for 165 so I can hopefully at least get a 160. That's what I'm hoping for then. That's it right there. I'm considering law school for my post-working goals. Come on, to at least same. Hey, I am blessed Pecan Pam. I even if I just use it for my own personal purposes, I want to at least try to take this LSAT, and I may at least try it. I'm not speaking on myself that I might not get what I want the first time, but I'm willing to try it twice. I'm willing to take that test twice. So I'm gonna do my practice exams leading up to my test the first time, and hopefully it'll just be a one and done. Hopefully it will be, but I'm willing to most likely try twice, depending on how it actually goes. But the practice test should give me a good idea on how it's gonna go. Cece said, my kids started using Khan Academy when they were in grade school throughout high school, and they were AP students. Come on, shout out to the AP students. I'm not sure if they still use it in college. Is there, if they need it? Got you. I don't know. It would depend on what they wanted, because it's always just there for you. Thank you, Linda. And same to you, Linda. You got this. Tia Elise, you got this. Okay? Y'all got this. We are all here to just cheer each other on. I wanted to tell y'all yesterday that I had taken the test. I said, nah, let me wait to come to them with some kind of news about the test too. It is great. It is a great look on my resume. It is a great look just when I do my, you know how you get your annual performance review from your job. It's a great look for that. So now I'm taken care of. Well, I'm looking better for sure for 2024 annual exam or annual review. The opportunities are on standby because I have that now. It is a lot of, man, it's just, I'm so happy to have it. And now it's out of the way too. And this is, let me tell y'all this too. Let me tell you this. Now I am going to be honest with y'all on two different ways. I don't want to say what it is because I don't want people that don't wish me well to know too much about what I do, if that makes sense. Because I really want to say, but you know, everybody don't be wishing you well. So I'll be trying to speak in generals. Whew, child. But okay. So what was I going to say about this? Oh, me as a test taker from grade school until testing for the ASVAB to qualify to get into the military and see what career field I could have, to then taking that officer qualification test. I am a good test taker. I know the ACT, I am a good test taker based on the results I get back from standardized tests. I am. This test yesterday kicked my literal behind because it is not just a standardized test. So it did not come easy with that test at all. And that's how I'm going to treat the LSAT, that it may not just come easy. It's not a normal type of standardized test. So I'm not going to take it lightly. I'm just saying it is in the realm of my possibility, seeing what I could do. Sometimes I feel like my career field is very close to legal anyway. So I feel like if they have the reasoning I have to use for my job, I feel like they is a different level, but we're on the same path with legal. So I think that's going to be, but I will not underestimate the LSAT, which is why I will do practice tests. I do not underestimate it. I don't take it for granted. But yeah, overall, I am actually a really good test taker, and being a good test taker does not always make you smart for standardized tests. It doesn't, because, you know, that's a lot of memorization. That's a lot of strategy and stuff like that, because I see very successful people out here that don't even do not a lick of standardized tests. So I'm not saying it makes anything better than the next, but I'm just like, I'm going to use what I do have to my advantage to get to the things I want. But I understand that just because if you're not good at taking standardized tests, that does not make you not smart. That's the thing I was going to get to next. This test that kicked my behind. I had taken this test before, y'all. I had. And I feel like I did rely on my standardized testing skills more than the actual way, not even the actual way that they wanted this test taken, because I understood that. What I struggled with is, remember how I told y'all, you can find the answer in the regulation, but if that's not where they want you to find in the regulation, it's still wrong. That's what tripped me up my last test. Got the answer right. That's the one point of the test. But the regulation they wanted cited, they didn't like mine. They did not like my answer. And even she went back, the proctor, because she's been my same test proctor for this test. She went back and she did the adjudication process and fought for my citations to be counted as correct, because she's like, I see the answer where she got this. It's just in a spot that y'all didn't use as your citation, but it's really here. And she could totally prove that with the citation. And they rejected them. And so I was not successful the first time I tried to take this test. So I was pre-psyched out in how is my brain going to find it to look for what they want me to say and answer versus what my eyes clearly see is the answer, because I don't know I need to move on because I'm seeing the exact answer they're looking for. So that psyched me out. So yeah, it was a mind F until I finally found out I did not only pass this time, but got my 92. So I'm just telling you that to encourage you, like, look, just do what you got to do. Do what you want to do. Pursue what you want to pursue. Because it's always going to be something that can get in your head. It always will be. So LSAT 2025, we will see. I'll let, and you know, I'll keep y'all up to date when I start one of the LSAT practice tests. It's not, just the fact that it's going to be on my radar. Then I'll let y'all know how I'm doing on the practice tests as they go. Yeah, and then I'll probably let you know after I take the test that I took it. If I can keep my mouth closed and not be too excited, I'd rather tell y'all after I took it and we can talk about it. I just don't want to psych myself out on that either. So we'll see. We will see. Because sometimes I be too excited. I'm gonna tell you. I'm a little early on some things sometimes. But thank y'all for showing up just to congratulate me, celebrate this cool moment. Hopefully I'm gonna see y'all at 3:00 Eastern Standard Time if you're into full moon talk and crystals and stuff like that. If you're not, I'll see you later. I got stuff for us this weekend, okay? So don't you even worry about it. I got y'all. But this was awesome. I didn't even expect to see y'all showing up like this. I'm not gonna hold you. So I'm like extra hype right now. Thank you for sharing in my good news. You could have been anywhere. That's what I'm saying. You could have been anywhere. Y'all here celebrating in the good news. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I hope y'all are going to have a great start to your weekend, whatever you're doing today, everything. I will. Thank you, Feminine Leo. I sure will. And y'all go out there and pursue what you're trying to do. Because I'm telling you now, this 92 did not come the first time around. So I had to make sure to tell y'all that as well, because everything, some things are hard. Some things are hard out here. It definitely should be taught. Come on, naval postgraduate. Yes. Okay. All right, y'all. I will see you soon on these YouTube streets. Bye.